All right, everybody. This guy drove a long way to be here. We're so lucky to have him. Everybody give it up for Craig with a K.
Everybody having a good time tonight? Yeah, don't worry, I'm going to ruin that. I don't own a TV, and I like to make sure that I mention in conversation that I don't own a TV as if it makes me interesting or eccentric, intelligent, but the reality is I get stoned and watch Ancient Aliens on my phone just like everybody else. Anybody like to travel? Yeah? No? I love to travel. I literally travel everywhere I go. The airport in Anchorage, Alaska is called the Ted Stevens International Memorial Airport. Now, you probably don't know, but Ted Stevens was an Alaskan politician who disappeared along with his airplane one day and was never found again. Now, I understand wanting to pay tribute to the gentleman, but maybe a bus station, or a ballpark, anything but the fucking airport. Because the last thing I want to think about before I get on an airplane is sometimes say I'm fucking land! Without sight, it's impossible to be visually attracted to anything. So how do blind people know if they're gay or not? I recently started playing Magic the Gathering, which just means I've given up hope on ever having a girlfriend again. I've never been very good at talking to women, When I was in elementary school, I wanted to tell my crush that she made me feel like I had butterflies in my stomach, but when I approached her, I ended up telling her that she made me feel like I ate too many caterpillars. It's tough out there trying to find love. Love is a very special bond between two, preferably three people. Do being polyamorous is both very, very easy and very, very difficult when you're dating a woman who has multiple personality disorder. My favorite personality of hers was always Dale. Dale liked to go catfishing and wrench on my truck and get fucked in the ass. I think Dale's probably gay, but I never had a problem with it, as Dale also had a pussy that tastes like honeydew melon. If a woman tells you that she's down to earth, she lives on the fucking moon. Women are just so hard to nail down these days. Jesus, you know what I mean? All right, that one always goes over me. Jesus, you know what I mean? Nail down? I don't know, man. After 40, every relationship is just kind of like a pre-owned vehicle. You know what I mean? Like it's been used and potentially abused, but if you treat it right and change the oil off, and you might be able to ride it for at least a year or two. I don't know, man. I like being single personally, Life is simple and predictable. For instance, I can predict that tonight after the show, no one's going to fuck me. For anything less than $100. But hey, if you're out there trying to find love, if you're on the apps, don't give up hope, okay? I met my ex-wife on Tinder. There's always time to start a failed relationship. Every little boy growing up wants to be a Jedi, right? But then eventually you grow up and you realize that Emperor Palpatine ran an intergalactic fair trade federation that brought prosperity to the entire universe. Sure, he blew up Elderon, but I mean, you're gonna crack a few eggs, you know? All right, that joke wasn't gonna work no matter what. Could you date a woman whose kink was to dirty talk like Jar Jar Binks? Oh, Annie, you're so good at eating my pussy? Misa gonna come. Anybody want to talk about the election? All right. Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. Anybody want to talk about that? Who's cheering on Mike Tyson? Huh? Who's cheering on Jake Paul? All right, let's talk about the election. For over a year, I heard people saying, oh my God, he's a convicted rapist. How could anybody want him to win? You guys know who else is a convicted rapist? Mike fucking Tyson. Thank you very much. Yeah, I got you on that one, didn't I? That's a fucking time limit joke right there. I got like a week to tell that joke. Thanksgiving's coming up. Anybody excited for Thanksgiving? Yeah, of course not. I love Thanksgiving. I feel like it really gets lost between the month of Halloween and the entire month of Christmas that follows it. You know? I really like Thanksgiving. It's just turkey and football and family. There's no stupid fucking gifts, no religious connotation, nothing, right? No candy to give away, no annoying kids. Right? Besides, I like the message of Thanksgiving, you know? Just the idea of being grateful for what we have. You know, because I think we as Americans, we aren't really thankful for the little things in life, you know? Like, does anybody really appreciate the fact that Pornhub doesn't treat advertisements the same way YouTube does? Huh? Right? YouTube interrupts you. And right when it's getting good, too, right? You'll never believe what detectives found in the shoe. And then there's a goddamn lawyer asking about mesothelioma. Can you imagine if Pornhub did that? Huh? There you are jerking off to a big-titted Latina going down on her stepdaughter for the first time. And you end up orgasming to an emu trying to drive a car. And then you have a conditioned response and you get an erection every time you hear, liberty, 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 liberty. Well, winter's coming up. I fucking hate winter, man. I hate how cold it gets. A couple winters ago, it was so goddamn cold, I saw some homeless people lighting each other on fire just to stay warm. And it's cuffing season, right? Gotta get hooked up with somebody, right? I was seeing this girl from Wisconsin for most of the summer, but I had to break it off with her, man. She would just say the weirdest shit to me in bed, you know? She'd be like, oh yeah, that feels really good right there. Just keep doing that, no orgasm for sure. All right, yeah, that's the same as the Jar Jar Binks joke. Fuck off. She was awesome though, man. She had a total Goldilocks butt, you know what I mean? Not too big, not too small, covered in long blonde hair. Now, I am the last person who should be giving dating advice, but I'm the only person with a microphone right now. Gentlemen, date a woman who's handicapped. Yeah, couple good reasons. Number one, you're always going to get good parking when you take her on a date. All right? And number two, when she finds out that you've been cheating on her, she can't get out of the chair, chase you down, and beat you with the shoe. Hey, you know, they say sex makes everything better, right? Well, not all male summer camp. I saw this guy walking a three-legged dog, like not in the yard to take a shit, down the street, like for exercise. The dog kept looking back at him like, dude, what the fuck? You realize I'm handicapped, right? I think that dog needed an emotional support dog, which is a phrase I frankly don't understand because I thought everybody got a dog for the emotional support. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's why married men like dogs so much, you know. It's something that obeys their commands and is always excited when they get home and gives them unconditional love and affection. You know, things they're never going to get from their wife. God damn, where'd I turn a corner on you fuckers? I don't know, I probably shouldn't be talking shit about emotional support dogs anyways. I used to have an emotional support dog. Well, that's not entirely accurate. I used to have a very ugly girlfriend. Emotional support dogs are very different in Asia. Roughly translated, I believe it means comfort food. How much time do I got? As long as I want?
Yeah.
I saw this one guy at a grocery store one time wearing a hammer and sickle T-shirt, and he had a mask that said they them, and he had a emotional support poodle in a pink purse. And he was pushing the shopping cart, and in front of him was a young lady, probably mid-30s, Asian. She looked like Khan Jr. from King of the Hill, and she gained a freshman 15 all 6 years of college. Anyway, she had the shopping list, and she was telling him what to put in the cart. And then after checkout, she was telling him how to bag the groceries. And I was like, oh shit, there's a little role reversal going on here. He's the submissive, and she's the dominant. She brought him along just to make him do things. I felt bad for the fella. I really did, you know? Because I'm sure his last blowjob was when she made him suck some other guy's dick. Ouch. Don't like that one either, huh? Damn. I got some bad news from the doctor recently. I was diagnosed with post-mortem depression. Thankfully, it's not fatal. After you're 40, you only get bad news from the doctor, really, you know? Like, you have high blood pressure and high cholesterol. We found some abnormalities in your blood work. We believe your wife might be poisoning you with antifreeze. They're just not going to come back for me. There's more slavery today than at any point in human history. That sounds horrible, doesn't it? The majority of the slaves today are sex slaves. Can you imagine being a sex slave? How horrible. At least they're getting laid. We're going to call it there. Thanks. Have a good night.